Hello, my name is, I'm going to be showing you a tutorial on basically how to do an art rage anime drawing, like airbrush cell shading drawing tutorial. So what I'm going to be showing you today is how to do an airbrush anime tutorial on art rage basically. So if I were to go into here and show you some of the things I've actually created, let's say I would say art rage, which I'm just going to go right here. Digital drawings basically, and I'm going to actually start showing you some of the things I've actually created on art rage basically. And I'm going to show you basically what I'm going to be showing you today is how to create a certain thing. So this is like what I've literally created on art rage. So I wanted to show you basically how to create something that looks exactly like this. That's an actual anime form of this on art rage, and I'm going to show you the proper tools how to get this effect. So I'm going to show you basically this. So that's what it looks like right there, like that, I would say. And then another one I'm going to show you is this. This is another one I did basically here in the past, is this right here. And as you can see, I added the textures here, and this is like what I did right in the past or so. An anime art rage basically, anime tutorial. So which one is another really good one? This one. Here's one of the very first ones I did of anime cell shading right here. As you see, I draw this on art rage, and this is how it looks. Which I'm not going to be drawing it exactly like this. I'm going to probably add more decent clothing onto this in a way. But to get started, what I'm going to be doing basically right here is making at least 4 layers right here, I think, to work with. So I'm going to work with the very first one. And first of all, before we work on drawing, we want to set the brush properties. So we want to go into, let's say, to presence, right click on that, or just click on this, like left or right click, and then you would click on set stylus properties. So we would go into that, and I'm gonna like disconnect all of these to show you what do we actually set. So in pen pressure and airbrush wheel, we're gonna, in pen pressure, first of all, we're gonna add basically pressure. We're going to go add another setting, and we're going to add hardness, and then add another setting, and we're going to add size. Exactly in airbrush, we're going to go into here and we're going to add pressure. The same as basically pen pressure, we're going to do with airbrush, size and hardness. Don't add in dripping, so we're not going to add that. So when we're done, we're going to click OK right there. And we're going to set the property basically to 75, a capacity 100, and hardness to 100. And pressure is at 75. So you get this like very nice pen pressure like brush right here, if you can see. Exactly like that. Let me close up. This is how accurate the brush is. Maybe not too accurate compared to the pen. And this is another tool we're going to use. We're going to use, let's say, the pen tool. And we're going to set the stylus property. We're going to go into here, rotation, and we're going to add aspect onto here. Definitely for sure. So this is what you're dealing with right here. So we get that like kind of like thing right there. So we add aspect, and you're right, we're going to bring rotation like this. And this is what we're going to use to do mainly the line art right there is this. Definitely for sure. Is like that. So we have that, and maybe we can bring this up to 75 like that. So we got that like nice line like that, pretty much. And these are the main things we're going to do. So we're going to bring this up to, let's say, 40 rotation, 40 aspect, to make it a more simpler number, like that. Maybe bring that up to 25, like that. Or bring that to 40. Bring this to around 25, like that, where it's kind of like on an angle like that. So we get that nice thick like calligraphy pen type of look on this thing right here. So I want to make sure that's running. So now what we're going to do is, on tutorial part 1, we're going to start working on doing like a stick figure character to get out the general body shape right here on this character. So I'm going to go into here, I'm going to make sure I have airbrush obviously selected. So maybe we can lower down the size to about 8. Right about there. And what we're going to do is we're going to start like, kind of like drawing this out, I think like this. Right about around here. And just add that, like that pretty much. Just rotate that. Add that. And just draw out the stick figure shape right here. And we can probably lower down the size if we wanted to. So if we, as long as this is on the layer, we can like lower down the size like this. And just kind of like lower down the size like that, move that up. And kind of lower down the size like that. And just click OK. So now since that's done, we're going to actually go into here and kind of draw out one leg like this. You could always increase the size a little bit later and do a little bit editing if you wanted to. Once this is like completely done, I would say. And kind of draw out the leg like this. This is just kind of like our basis, I would say, for the character. I would say is like this. And draw this out. And just draw kind of this like this. Like that. Like that. And one of the things we could probably also do is just go into here and just go like that. and just kind of like lower down the size like that, and just hit enter like that. Or maybe we can go into here and kind of like raise up the size a little bit more like that, until we can get the right proportions like that. So that's like kind of a right proportion. I mean, this is just only just basically just a base frame for a general idea of what we want to try to do. And then what we're going to do is kind of going to go in here and kind of put this like this, I think, and try to draw out the main stick figure's arm to get out the general shape of like how to do a character, I think. And kind of draw out the arms like that, and draw this shape right here. And what we can do too as well, so we don't want to edit the head right now, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a new layer and kind of going to draw out the head, I think. So we want to try to draw out a line that goes like that, kind of tilt like that where she's kind of looking at you. Just kind of like draw out the general head. Maybe I want to make the brush even smaller, I think. Kind of like that, I would say. I mean, we once that's done, we could always readjust the size of it. And then what we can do is go into here and just erase this. So the final shape is already done for the head. And you're right, we would kind of like put this right here. And just kind of draw out the space where the ears are going to go. And you're right, we have this already done. So maybe we could actually increase the size of this, I think. Like that. And just kind of like move this right about there. I mean, like that. And just go into here and draw out what the main general shape is going to look like. And this is going to kind of be just a rough draft of what the general figure is going to look like right there. So that's what it looks like. I mean, it's not the final version, I would say, and I kind of want her kind of swinging on the swing, I think. So I might try to go into here and just kind of just going into here and kind of move that out more. Like that. And to make her legs a lot more longer, let's see the right proportions, I would say. Not really. So that I think would be good, and that would be left like the way it is, and we can always re-edit it in the future. I mean, this is not the final result. I mean, so now we had to kind of draw out where the swing is going to go. So this is where the swing is going to go. It's just a rough general draft. So So, like this. So like that. And this is like kind of like you can just like rescale everything basically, because it's just like and just draw out like the general lines for this, I would say. I mean, this is like just kind of a basis, I think, for this. And let's say if you wanted to, let's say for example, you can draw out kind of like what is going to be perspective lines, I think. And let's see what they have here. So this is generally what we do right here. So this is what we have so far right here, is this main body structure. So that's why I want to keep this as short as possible, to 20 minutes. On the next tutorial, what we're going to be working on, I would say, which I'm going to group this, and I'm going to call this, name this, I think, and we're going to call this basis line work. Basis line work. So we would put this right here as a basis right here. So that's what we would do, is put that as a basis. And then the next tutorial we're going to end up working on like getting the structure and the bubble shapes down packed, so when we can start editing this, for example. But this is kind of a basic structure of what we're going to start off with. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial really a lot. So please subscribe and please give me likes if you want, or if you don't want, just give me dislikes if you want, or whatever. Please give me likes or so, or is what I'm trying to say. But be very, very honest about my video. Be very honest. Be honest. If my video is good, give a lot of likes, and please subscribe if my video is very, very sophisticatedly very, very good. Thank you, goodbye, and stay tuned for part 2 of Art Race, basically anime drawing tutorial. And eventually, after I'm done drawing this, I'm going to start working on a painting tutorial. So thank you, goodbye.